Dear students, now I am going to revise some of the topics of first unit. Let I start my presentation with the research meaning. As we discussed already, research is a study which we are going to do for solve any problems. So simply tell, by this research we can get solution to the problem which we are taking out for our study or research. So in this definition itself you can see it is a careful and detailed study into a specific problem or concern or issues using, this is very important, we can solve problem by using some systematic methods. That's why here in this definition they specify scientific method. By using scientific methods we can solve problems is called research. Then we need to know what is business research, because the subject is concentrate on business research method. That's why we called it as a BRM. Simply we called it as BRM. So business research is nothing same like research. Once again I recall, research is a study to solve problems, but business research is a study to solve business problems. For a business, a problem may comes out from various sources like customers, competitors, societies. This type of stakeholders may produce problems to any type of business. So with the help of business research, we can find a source or a remedy or a solution to those problems which are influencing to the business. So that is in the definition. Business research is carried out to understand a customer's needs, market trend, and also competitor positions. These are things we can identify through business research. These are steps every researcher need to follow to conduct their study or research. It has 7 steps. The first step is identification of the problem. So problem identification is a main and heart of the research. If any researcher clearly identified their problems, the 90% of the result work is over. So problem identification is a very difficult as well as is a very important task for any researcher. So it can be identified through different sources that we are going to see it in coming points. The problem can be identified how to tell sorry the problem of research are categorized into 2 types. The problems, the first type, the problems may be related to the status of the nature, and second one, it may be related to relationship between the variables. There are two sources we can use to find or identify problem of our research. Based upon the nature and based upon the variables, we can identify our problems. Nature in the sense, if any business, for example, I give an example for nature. If business uh, get instead of profit, any business get loss, that is called nature. The nature is changing. Up to the last year performance, a business get profit, but this year onwards it try to get losses. So in order to find out this reasons, that is a problem, loss is a problem. In order to find out this loss causes or reasons, we have to go for conduct the research. This is one side, and another side is what I said, relationship between variables. Here I want to tell the same things which we said already, which I said already. There are two variables. If you take two variables of business, customers and competitors, yeah, in order to identify how competitor are better than us can be identified through conducting research. That is, if our competitor product is better than our product, definitely our customer will go to buy a competitor product instead of our products. So this is problem. So this is example for variables. Based on the variables, as well as based upon the nature, we can identify the problem. So nature help us to identify the problem, or variables help us to identify our problem. After problem is identified, we go for literature review. As I told you already, literature is a past work which are performed by, or which are conducted or performed or published by other researcher or other peoples. It helps us to identify as well as give idea about our problems. So these are literatures we have to consider to make clarity, to get clarity about our research problem. And that is second one. The literature can be identified through various sources like articles, newspapers, annual reports. Like that, there are different sources we can use to what get idea or get know about our similar problems which are experienced by others, which are studied by others. It helps us to get insight into our problems, get idea about our problem. After knowing literature review, we go for formulate hypothesis. That is based upon, after identify the problem, we can also study others performance same like our problems. With the help of this, we can get some we can come to some assumptions. That is hypothesis. Hypothesis are tentative assumption, and based upon this assumption, we are going to perform our research. We are going to conduct our the remaining stages of our research. So that hypothesis formulating is a real initiating or step for conducting any research. After it was formulated, after hypothesis was formulated, we go for prepare a plan, how to conduct research, how to select sample, what type of design we can use to conduct our study. So these are called research design. This research design is a plan, as I told already. This plan we are going to prepare in this fourth stage. After plan is ready, we execute our plan into action, that is data collection stage. In this stage, we directly go to the field and collect data from the population or sample. After data is collected, the sixth stage is analysis. With the help of mathematical calculations, with the help of by using statistical tools and mathematical methods, we can analyze or we can apply these tools and techniques to get detailed outcomes of collected data. After getting outcomes from the data analysis, we can go for preparing research report. This is called a documentation process. That is a seventh stage. So these 7 stages are required for preparing or doing any type of research. Next topic we are going to see is various types of research. The research can be divided into, based on your syllabus, we are going to see this following types of research meaning now. First is exploratory research. So this type of research which we do for the purpose of to get familiarity with the situation. That means in order to get new outcomes or in order to get new result, we go for do exploratory research. Second, causal research. This research we do for finding cause and effect relationship between the variables in the study or research. Third is theoretical research. It enables researcher to explore their knowledge by considering various theoretical structure and various existed or already available concepts, philosophical concept, which are researcher used to get know about or get the idea about their study. Fourth is empirical research. So based upon the observations and the measurements, simply tell, in empirical research, researcher do experiments. In experiment, they have to observe and measure its performance. It in the sense the variables which are used in the experiments, its performance and its activities are observed and measured by the researcher in experimental situation is called empirical research. Fifth is cross-sectional research. So in this type of research, researcher analyze the variables at one given point of time across the populations. That means it is observational research type. I tell it once again, it is an observational research type that analyze the data of variables collected at one given point of time across the population. That means here I want to tell or explain it with an example. There are 10 peoples in the group. First we have to select a first person, first individual, and compare this individual with remaining 9 individuals at the same time. It helps us to identify how far a particular individual is differ or unique than others. This is cross-sectional research. The sixth one is time series research. This type of measurements used to uh, identify the variable's performance at a different point of time. So, for example, if a doctor want to measure the outcome of his treatment, the doctor first he get the perform first day he get the outcome from the patient. After that he measure the performance or the impact of his medicines on the patient, uh, get that outcome from the second day, third day. Definitely each day's outcomes will be vary. The first day outcome is differ from the second day outcome, because day by day a patient performance or a patient recovery may increase or decrease. So based upon that, a researcher or here a doctor can identify whether the patient is improving or he or she is coming back to his position, or still they are in the same stage. That can be identified through conduct time series research. So these are topics we already discussed. So even though I tell it once again, so please go through it. If any doubt regarding any points, you can ask me with my WhatsApp number. You can ask your queries, or you can ask your query either in voice message, or you can also type your queries to my WhatsApp number. I will clarify. Thank you.